where we are in the season, right? Threw the ball well. He's done it before. It's a good time to give Sori and Cooch a little extra rest. It just works out good with the schedule. So, yeah.
Do you think Soriano was in need of an extra day?
Need's a strong word. No, if you asked him, he'd get mad at you for saying that. Need, no. But, again, managing where he is relative to what he's done in his career, it fits.
Why did you put Neto in the 2 spots today?
Because Moncada is not playing. Or starting, excuse me. That's what I was saying. So, yeah, so he's in the 2-hole, then Fordham moves back to the 3-hole, and if Yo does what he always does when he doesn't start, he'll come in later and hit a ball hard somewhere, driving a couple runs.
How do you feel like Soriano has handled that increased workload this year?
Obviously the home road splits or the times when he's given up more runs than we all think he should, and probably he thinks he should. He's in uncharted waters, right? So that for anybody, when you do that, it's a grind mentally and physically, and I think he's handled it very well.
Was the home road thing at all a factor in this switch?
Not at all.
How about pitching it's obviously going to be a different environment up there than here, and maybe looking at that for development purposes?
Yeah, no, that's coincidental, but a nice byproduct of this happening. And again, if we're going to do what we're going to say we're going to do as we go forward, he's going to be a guy who's going to get starts like that, so that should be good because they have obviously a lot going with every game that they play to the end. We can influence that maybe a little bit, so it'll be a good environment for him, like you said.
The fall league rosters were announced today. I know you used to be in player development. And how important are the players to kind of get a taste of that?
Yeah, when it first started, it was like a finishing school, and if you played in that, you were imminently going to play in the big leagues. Probably the next year you'd go there, file down some rough edges on some things you needed to work on before you came here. I think now it's, you get a combination of guys who've even played here and go there to go back and do some of those things. So yeah, it's an honor. I still think it's a league that, stands above the rest in terms of for prospects to go and highlight what they can do. And anytime you keep playing, one of the things that's gone on in the game recently is guys don't play in the winter like they should. And, we see it with the Latin American players. They play all winter. It's a huge advantage.
Shonwell sounds like he's making some progress.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your expectation for him?
Yeah, continued progress. That's the goal. Like, if he's feeling in a good spot and it's getting better each day, we want to keep promoting that. So he's going to do more today underneath, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
And Joe obviously felt a lot better than before.
Yeah, sorry for the delay on that. Obviously, we had to wait to make sure and exercising caution as well as, hope. Like, we want Joe in the lineup. He's a dangerous threat, and he's going to play right there.
Lineup really kind of took off last night versus the night before. What did you notice any differences from them from Monday and Tuesday night?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say after the fact. I would say there was a lot of selfless at-bats, and there was a lot of not putting it all on one person to have to feel like they have to provide all of the offense, so to speak. Everybody contributed. There were opportunities to move runners, drive runners in. 2-out hits were unbelievable. I don't know that I've seen that to that extent. And then it's just extending the lineup and putting pressure on the defense and the pitching staff to keep grinding all the way through the AB.
What kind of impact does an outing like Kyle had last night do for guys like Caden Dana and Tavares watching him?
To me, I mean, his presence alone and the knowledge and the wisdom that he can give them when he's not pitching, and then to see it put into practice, those guys watching how this guy goes about everything he does before he sets foot on the mound. I mean, he's already into preparation for his next start. I think if you're Caden Dana or a young starter, anybody, and you see that at Kyle's age and his experience, you have to learn and grow from it. You have to take from it what it takes to be successful at this level, not just 1 star, 2 star, 5 years, 10 years.
Have you noticed those two in particular watching him?
Oh, for sure.
To him,
yeah.
Making his frame?
Yeah, and they're different in how they go about it. Obviously there was a different time to Kyle when he pitched younger in his career. We've talked many times. He dominated us in Milwaukee for years with a similar repertoire, but maybe a little bit more stuff, to lean on. But he exemplifies the fact that if you make pitches, execute, are prepared, and are confident in what you're doing, it doesn't matter who you're facing or the velocities or those types of things. And they talk through all those situations. Like, one of the things about Kyle that I love, and he might not want me saying this, but when he's set to pitch in a series, he is engaged in every game of the series. So from day one of the series, if he's the third starter in that series, he's watching every meeting we have before the game, every pitch in between innings, every pitch thrown in the game. He's involved in it for 3 days prior to the start. They see that. Cute.
Why would he not want you to say that?
People like to do their process, and sometimes they don't need it to be audible. It's just kind of who they are and what they do. And with respect to him, it's just one of those things when you see it, it stands out.
What's it been like having Tori and Suzuki and Eddie Granado around this last week?
Yeah, listen, I mean, these guys have contributed a lot to the game. You know, unique with Eddie in the situation he's in, having to help us for Carsey quitting on us. So he's done a great job. I can't think of a better guy to step in and do that, given what he did in his career. He says he could pitch. I'm not sure he couldn't. And then it's kind of cool for him and Tori both having, you know, obviously iconic with both of these franchises. So that's kind of cool. And Zook stinks. He's helpful sometimes.
Can I quote you during the game? You said he's a quitter.
Quitter would be the word I would
He
use.
has to listen to the game, so I'll make sure you said that.
Quitter. Yeah.
Thank you.
Capital Q.
Capital Q.
Yeah.
I'll get that in the third inning.